Hoya, kamusta? Joe here, and for today I would want to talk about original characters, or also known as OCs. Original characters are simply characters that you, the artist or writer, created. They can either be based from an existing IP, which can be called a fan character, or based on their own story of your creation. I really love creating original characters. Seeing the characters from comics, anime, or manga inspires me to create characters that reflect the life and conflict within me or with the people around me. I love the aspect of growing your characters. Unlike an artwork or a published book that is usually never revisited or re edited, an original character for me will always be a work in progress, improving on how they look, how they act, their impact on their society, and if applicable, the deeper themes and morals they represent. In this video, I will show how I create my OCs, and how I feel it's different from character design or creating characters for a novel. Note that the methods here are a bit different from how people create characters for a creative writing perspective, as I see character creation as an art to itself. So from the multiverse fantasy that I am creating, it is no surprise that it comes with the creation of a few hundred important characters, to the point that I keep them through a numbering system, which is currently hard to follow since I keep jumping onto different platforms. I'm really sorry. For me to consider what is a character from the random or background character, it must have two of the three criterias, which are having a name, having a face, and having a reason. Again, just having two of these would be a character in my book. It's a bit simple, so let's elaborate. Name is of course the name of the character. It can be an actual name like John Wick from John Wick, a pen name like L from Death Note, or even a title like Saber Fred from Fate. The character must have some way of being identified. This to differ the character from Cabbage Man number 1 or Villager A, who are clearly background characters. Just having a name alone with no context or description is nothing more than a string of letters. Face just means appearance. It is the physical description of the character that can be shown through either visual means, like a character sketch, which is what I do, or a description, like a writer's character sheet, which is something that I'll be doing as well. A face without a proper name or any context or storytelling is nothing more than a character design. If you're having a difficult time naming a character, a random name generator would not hurt. I mean, I even use that to name my Pokemon on my failed Nuzlocke runs. We don't talk about it. Next would be reason. Reason is basically the purpose of that character. It can either be their story, their personality, or anything that gives context to the character. I don't think it's possible to create a character with reason alone. But if somehow a character lacks a name or a face, I would feel like it is nothing more than a description of a character trope or a story prompt waiting to be filled in by a character. Grabbing basic character tropes or character arcs from your favorite stories can be a good base to start a character. Just make sure to grow them out of their initial trope to make them unique and fitting to your style. These three criteria, name, face, and reason, for me are also the building blocks of a character. Outside looking in, these all sound so obvious. However, it is useful in practice when you are creating characters, giving you a clear view on which aspect of the character you lack on. Is their name fitting for their role? Do you think their design is too plain or too over the top? Do you think their appearance match their personality? Or can it hint on what kind of character arc they will go through? Breaking apart your character lets you examine them in finer detail. Aside from that, the three parts of the character is also useful for learning. It allows you to break down what makes a character good. So for example, think of your favorite character and try to think what makes that character good in your eyes. It may be all parts of the character, But sometimes there are characters who you just love their story and personality but think their appearance did not do it justice, or vice versa. Take note on which appearances, names, and stories you love, cherry pick it from your library of characters that you have built in your mind, and from there you can build characters that fit your taste. I am excited to see what kinds of characters you will be creating, especially if you take the time to build these characters before drawing or writing about them. Well, that's all for today. This Friday will be a world building video, and next week, Tuesday, it will be about one of my original characters in a show and tell format. Why I love said character and what we can learn from my journey in creating them. This is Joe Bayani, hoping you get your characters created. Love you all. Bye bye.